Shabbat Shalom and good morning, Temple Beth-El. I hope this message finds you all in good health. We have gone from holiday to holiday to holiday to holiday, and yet again on Shabbat we are about to be moving into another holiday. Within this Torah portion of V'zot HaBracha, the final Torah portion in our 5 books of Moses, we conclude in the final Aliyah. Moses ascends on top of Mount Nebo, and above it he sees the Promised Land. God allows him to see the Promised Land, and it says, and there he dies, overseeing the Promised Land. Immediately prior, Moses had blessed all of the tribes, all of the Israelites, and given each one of us a special blessing and commandment for how we are to act within the Promised Land. But this Torah portion ends with a eulogy to Moses and talks about how there will never be a prophet like him, and that all of us will have to live our lives emulating some of his skills, but making sure that we maintain our own uniqueness as we move forward too. What I wanted to talk about is what comes next. Within the holiday of Simchat Torah, the custom is that we read these final words, the death of Moses and his eulogy, and in the same breath we transition into the very first words of Bereshit, the next or the first book of the 5 of Moses. Without this break in the middle, with no cessation, the Israelites are reminded that even in sadness we move towards life, that even at endings we begin new beginnings. And so as we come together and celebrate Simchat Torah next week, I want us to think about this idea that when one door closes, another door opens. See, it seems kind of interesting because the sadness that we have in Moses' loss also leads to the new bright leadership of Joshua. And in that becoming of the end of that book and moving us into Genesis, into the first book, we then have creation all over again. Simchat Torah is a wonderful time, and Sukkot as well. Both have the commandment that we must be joyful. And this understanding of joy coming off such sadness. The Israelites are actually in mourning for 30 days, Shloshim of Moses, just like we do today. But in this sadness, they're reminded, just as I remind you when you attend a funeral. The last words of a funeral is the rabbi often saying in the form of command in Hebrew, Lech L'chaim, go towards life. Why do we say this at the end of a funeral when there's such sadness, people are so broken down, raw, and mourning? Why do we say, go towards life? Well, within Judaism, as we learn even from bookending Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, or from Holocaust Memorial Day to Israel Independence Day, when we are in something sad, we also have to recognize that we've been blessed with another day of life. And so I say to all of us, Lech L'chaim, as we finish the book, if we finish the Torah portion V'zot HaBracha, as we see the ending of Moses' 120 years on earth, let us also, Lech L'chaim, go towards life and begin the reading of Bereshit, where we once again come to the genesis, literally, of our peoplehood. Heavens and earth are created, light and darkness are divided. We are created as human beings, and finally God rests. It's all very good, and that's where we begin next week. Take good care. I hope you'll see me this evening at Shabbat, or tomorrow morning at the Market Minyan, at the Saturday morning market downtown. And I look forward to all of you coming back into the synagogue as we finish Sukkot with Yizkor and then move into Simchat Torah. Take good care. Shabbat Shalom.